Often imitated, never duplicated. The one and only B. Scott. You're listening to The B. Scott Show. Get ready, love muffins. Oh, bitch.
Get ready, love muffins.
Get ready, love muffins. But oh, bitch. This weekend was a oh, bitch.
It was.
And it was going really, really good.
Yeah.
Until last night.
Okay. Because I saw you Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess we can talk about that briefly. And how intoxicated you were.
Oh, I was.
You were intoxicated.
I was.
I was like... You know, it's so weird with you. It was like, I feel motherly. And I was like, but I'm nobody's mama. Like, I did not give birth to you. You did not come out of me.
Hey, listen, I didn't drive. I was safe.
I knew you were lit because you literally bumped into two people like bumping cars.
No, they bumped into me.
No, you hit them and then you kind of stumbled to the next one.
No.
It was shocking.
I remember that moment. I remember very few moments from that night, but I remember that moment.
But I remember seeing it.
And we have
different accounts. We have different accounts of it because you bumped into them.
Okay.
Didn't drop that drink though.
I sure didn't. But if I did, no, it's funny. I had a flask of whiskey in my jacket, and I was trying to pour my friend Shamar a drink, and I went to go like pour it in his cup, and I remember squirting it too far and like soaked his whole shirt with whiskey.
Oh no!
But it was burgundy, so. Right. It didn't matter.
But then he had to smell like whiskey.
We were going home. It doesn't matter.
I don't know. Like the whiskey to me is like, it's like burning alcohol. It's like gasoline.
Oh no. That's how I feel about it.
It's like, ooh. Is how you feel about vodka?
Yeah.
Oh.
Vodka to me is like, I don't know. It's not my thing.
I'm a totally different person if I drink dark liquor.
Yeah.
It's a whole different experience. A whole different moment. I'm just only accustomed to how I act for vodka, and I'm going to keep it there. Hey, but I actually had a good time at that block party. It was a good time.
I saw everybody. The whole LA.
All the greatest hits.
The whole LA.
People I didn't want to see, but I saw them.
Right.
People I did want to see. People I hadn't seen in forever.
In years.
So it was like a good mix of whatever.
Yeah, it was like a class reunion.
I was in a good mood. I wasn't, I was paying it. Like anybody throwing shade, I was like, girl, whatever.
Was there shade?
A little bit.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
I'm B. Scott. When I walk in,
it's a thing.
It's a thing. People, I mean, especially if it's like a black, gay situation, of course, people going to feel some kind of way because they feel some kind of way. They might feel some kind of way because I skipped that damn line.
You did too?
Of course.
I walked straight to the...
Oh, my goodness.
There was one like to the left and one to the right. I just went straight to the middle.
What the hell I look like standing in that line? Not today. Not ever. So anyway, that was cute. I had a good time with that. And then Sunday, I spent the day at the pool, one of my friend's partner's house. It was really nice. So festive. We had some Whispering Angel, some Dom Perignon. Shout out. Y'all could sponsor the show, Whispering Angel.
Hello.
I posted a picture on Instagram, and they responded to it.
Did they respond?
They did.
Oh, good.
And I told them about,
They respond with a case.
I know. Or a sponsorship. So I'm going to follow back up with them. And so that went well. And then I decided to go out to the club afterwards.
Okay.
So me and one of my other friends went to the club. Well, before we went to the club where we wanted to go, the hip hop night, we went to Mickey's or whatever.
Okay.
And so I'm sitting there I literally just walked in and trying to figure out.
Upstairs or downstairs? Downstairs. I'm trying to get the visual.
Yeah, trying to figure out if I want to get a drink. So I'm walking into Mickey's trying to figure out if I want to get a drink. And out the corner of my eye, I see Ren and Stimpy.
Okay.
Ren and Stimpy are literally staring me down like they want to fight.
Do I know Ren and Stimpy?
You don't know Ren and Stimpy. It's another Ren and Stimpy. I think you were talking about,
I'm just asking because
you know Ren and Stimpy.
Because you've given nicknames to people and I just got to keep up.
Yeah, so I just out the corner of my eye. And so then I'm like, okay, I got to go pee. So I'm walking to the bathroom. And as I'm going to the bathroom, which one is the big one? Ren is the big one, right?
Stimpy is the...
Okay, Stimpy.
Wait, yeah, Stimpy's the big one.
Yeah, Stimpy. Whatever.
It's been so long.
One of them, the big one, came up. He was like, you need to pay your bills or something. Something. I was like, paying bills?
Bills.
I was like, did I forget to tip you? Like Sierra did. So I'm looking at him, and then it came back to me.
Mm-hmm.
Years ago, when I first started going to Miami, someone proposed to do my nails to to get, because, people want to do services for me. And at the time, I used to do stuff like that. I was like, okay, cool, you can do my nails,
and
whatever.
I'll post it, and I'll post
or whatever the case may be. I don't even know, but so he did my nails years ago. Because I hadn't seen him, it's been 10 years.
Okay.
And evidently, he was mad that I didn't pay him, but you did my nails for free. So I don't understand how we even got here. Mm-hmm. I feel like with me, people like to create beef. They like to, like they know me somehow and they just want to...
Need to have a position, so they'd rather have
something.
Angry one?
An angry one.
Okay.
Girl, nails is like 2 drinks. You want a drink? You thirsty? What you need?
So
anyway, I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Because I was like, what? Because I'm in the zone having a good time. At that point? I was semi-turn.
Okay.
And then my friend pulled me by the waist because, I don't do well.
You don't.
With
anything.
So he was like, no, B, don't do it. And then another love muffin came up and was like, you don't, don't do that. Don't feed into it, whatever. So that happened at Mickey's. Then we go to the other place. Don't you know that Ren and Stimpy followed me to the other place? And, okay, I got to give you the caveat. So earlier in the day at the pool, I had broken my shades.
Okay.
And so one of the lenses had popped out. Okay, I'm going to give you that little note, and then I'm going to finish telling the story.
Okay.
So as I'm in there, right, and they staring me down, mean mugging me, or whatever the case may be, I go over to him, and, he was like, and I was like, what's the problem? I was like, what's your issue here? Like, how much is it? Like, what are you mad about? I ain't talking to you, blah, 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 something. I was like, oh, but you're doing all of this in my domain.
Right.
Like, people, like you don't know what time. I guess you obviously came to visit because you don't know what time it is. You're in my domain and where I know the owners, the bartenders, the security, everything. And you doing this? I was like, okay, cool. And so I turned around, left it alone. Then I went to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. Stimpy came into the bathroom after me. Right? And so at that point, I was like, it's going to do what it's going to do. Because you in the bathroom, you don't corner a motherfucking cat.
Right. That's a very onward shaped bathroom, too. It's very intimate.
Yeah, very intimate, very that. And people, once again, they always low-key watch me. So everybody's watching what's happening. And, they're hearing what's happening. I'm getting loud. I'm like, no, it's not going to happen this way. We're about to be all over this bathroom, right? And so he reaches out or something. All I know is that my lens and my glass fell out.
No, it didn't.
That damn lens, it fell out. God, so I'm sitting there, I got these big Chloe glasses, and they're expensive because I want to get them fixed.
Right.
So at that moment, I'm not thinking about his dumb ass. I want to get my lens before somebody steps on it. So that happened. But while that was happening, the security saw what was happening and kicked him out the club.
Got you.
Him and Ren.
So did you get your lens?
I got my lens.
Okay.
I did. Popped it back in really quickly.
Okay.
It was so sweet. It's like all the love muffins and stuff were coming up to me like, I'm sorry you had to go through that. I saw what was happening. You don't deserve.
But my thing's like, why? What did he expect? Like, what did he want? Just a confrontation?
He wanted to be mad. He just wanted acknowledgement. I think he didn't. Nails, a mani-pedi couldn't be no more than $60, $40 to $60.
Right.
And in the gay bar, like that's a couple of drinks.
Right.
I could have bought
What happened so long ago?
It's crazy. And you know where that came from. You know who he came through? My girlfriend that lived in Miami that I no longer talk to. Do you know what I'm talking about? That's how I originally met her.
Vague.
That's how I originally met her. Because he had got her to lie and say that she was his assistant. So that's how I met her. And I actually think this is where, let me tell you, I got it now. He got upset. I think that the juice of it is he was a love muffin. He did my nails for free. I met Melissa, her, and not him.
And so now he feels
exactly
away.
Because he got a stank ass spirit.
Makes sense.
Situation, not like I don't know why I would have you around me anyway. If you got a evil spirit, your vibe is not good.
Right.
You out.
Well, maybe next time he can just send an invoice and he can avoid all the foolery.
Girl, that's why I don't let people do shit for me anymore for free.
Right.
You got to pay people. Like I'm paying. Like I need for you to be paid.
Accountability.
Yeah, so that way you can't pull this type of stuff. Because people, and then also when you do stuff for free, they want all type of shout outs and you didn't do it right. This picture ain't right. Can you say this? Can you forgot to mention my dog? I mean, whatever the case may be, it's just a lot.
Yeah.
But also, I was like, I'm too old for this. Like, I can't be in this hostile confrontation type of environments. And then after that happened, two guys got in a fight a random other two people. And I was like, I got to go.
Gotta go.
This is just stupid. It's just stupid. Like, it's past my bedtime anyway. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, ugh. But my weekend was great.
Good.
It's just that I don't like
the
bullshit.
Right.
And following me around, like...
That's weird.
And I'm happy I wasn't with my other friends, because I have some friends
that would have popped
off and be fighting. And then I would be like...
Caught in the middle.
And end up probably have to pay for somebody. That's how it happens.
Actually, they probably call TMZ on you.
Yeah. What happens is, no matter what the circumstances are, if you have money and you are involved or interacting with someone who has nothing to lose, I'm going to end up paying for it.
Mm-hmm. Something.
Somewhere, somehow, it's going to be either I'm paying for it in terms of like rep and brand wise.
Opportunities.
Yeah.
Or, broken items.
Something happens to my face, you know what I mean?
Or glasses.
Glasses, whatever the case may be.
Right.
Damn Ren and Stimpy trying to come for me. Come for the queen. How dare you? I really was like, how dare you? How? How did you think that you could come at me with some bullshit?
Oh, I'm sorry that happened.
I know. It was fine.
Yeah.
They got kicked out.
So did they pop off on like social media or anything like that?
I don't know. I think I probably had blocked them a long time ago. But at the end of the day, what people don't understand is that if you are a hairstylist or a makeup artist or a nail person, right? And you don't need to be burning bridges with people or someone like me. Right. Because I know basically everybody. And people come to me all the time asking me, like, do you know somebody who can do my makeup? You know somebody, a hairstylist? Don't we do it all the time?
All the fucking time.
So why? I don't know. Like, you obviously must not be in the business no more, or you don't want to go to a certain level, because what you don't do, even if what you said was true, was do what you did last night. Make a scene to be nasty, whatever the case may be, over $60, when you're going to miss out on however much, when people, anytime, if they were ever come up in any type of situation, I would shut that down.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely. You would not be working with any of my friends, anybody I know. You would never be referred to nowhere. I'm going to refer you to hell. Damn, Ren and Stimpy trying to come for me. Anyway.
Well.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, I do have some good news to say about my house.
Oh.
It is progressing really fast. Saw the picture?
I saw the picture.
Yeah, it's not going to be like Chateau Charest.
No.
Whatsoever. Mm-mm. But that also reminds me, too, that situation last night, I got to have some serious security at my house. Yeah. And I might get a gun. I was thinking about it earlier. I was like, but that makes me think, like, I need to get, because people are batshit crazy.
They are.
Can you imagine if, like, somehow, like, I decided to walk home, they follow me? You know what I mean? Like, I need to, once I get my residence.
Well, call Kenya. She has, like, 8.
Got 8? Yeah. I need to learn how to use it. I think I'm going to take, up her on offer so I can learn how to shoot. But, yeah, so the house is going great. Hopefully.
Looks cute. I'm ready for the warming.
Yeah, like maybe a Labor Day pool party. A little soiree with, only people that I, really want to be there.
Trust.
Oh, for sure. At my house, it would definitely be no +1 of a +1. Like, do I need to
not
know?
even a +1.
Not even a +1. No. It's you.
This invite is non-transferable.
Non-transferable. We will have security at the door. I'm trying to think. I was trying to figure out, like, if I want to. So, I love Versace, but I don't like the gaudiness. But I do like.
That's really hard to kind of.
I know,
separate.
But there are certain parts that, like, so Versace's mansion. Okay. I love how it looked in Miami.
Right.
And, like, now that he's gone, it's just such a beautiful, he lives on. It's a statement. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out with my house, like, how, like, what can I do to give it, like, a moment without being gaudy.
Gotcha.
But I definitely want, like, a B, like a logo, maybe the B with a period, the heart shape sign.
You're so extra.
Huh?
You're so extra.
What do you mean?
Because when you go to sell it, you going to take it with you?
No, I'm never going to sell it.
You're just going to leave it? It's always going to be the
B?
Okay.
The B's going to be there. It's going to be on the door. It's going to be on the gate. But I don't want to be, I'm not going to put it in gold. Right. I was thinking of doing it in a way where it's like copper, and over time it could, like, what do you call it, patina?
You making up. Okay. Just say rust. I'm not even going to try to attempt that. But it's a cute idea, though.
Yeah.
Maybe in the bottom of the pool.
Yeah. No, I don't do that. That would be something you can't change. You could easily change a gate or change a wooden door at the other entrance. But yeah, I'm excited about it. God is good. Can we just give it up for God?
Woo woo.
It's amazing. And that's why when things happen, I got to remember how blessed I am when stuff like in the club and that lower level petty shit. Like, I'm too blessed to be phased. You know, I shouldn't even be there. That reminds you of places. God will remind you of places you shouldn't even been.
Yeah.
I mean, I have outgrown it. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I already went back on what I said. Remember I said I wasn't going to drink? No, I was not going to drink until July 4th.
Oh, shit. You didn't. Wait, you said that on...
the last podcast. That went out the window in a couple of days.
You're right.
That just... Girl.
You're right.
So... I just stomped all over that. I said I wasn't going to drink until July 4th.
And here we are,
and
June.
And the survey said that was a lie.
Well, you tried.
And then, yes, and I had said I would never go to that establishment. Remember when I said I would never go? And then now I'm going
you are.
Almost regularly. Help us, Laura. Keep me close to the cross of my salvation.
Maybe you should put a cross in the gate instead of a B. Maybe you need that extra layer and that extra reminder. Like a bedazzled cross.
Oh, Lord, help us. Let's get to these damn topics.
Where are we going to start today?
TheLoveBscott.com hottest topics of the week. Halle Berry, is she pregnant?
She said no,
but we posted a picture on our Instagram. Our Instagram is popping. If you guys are not following us, Instagram.com/LoveBscott or at LoveBscott, whatever the case may be. It's popping. Like, we keep on it there and everywhere else. But on our Instagram, we posted it, and people immediately started to question if she was, in fact, pregnant with her third child.
Correct. And we did it on the site. She was at the charity gala in the sequin dress, and she held her stomach on the carpet. Mm-hmm. And you see a bump. Like, it's a bump.
Why would she be holding it?
Don't know. So naturally, everybody's like, oh, she's pregnant. Mm-hmm. And then today, she's on Instagram talking about, can a girl just have steak and fries?
I know that's right.
No.
Speaking of, it made me think of it. And the picture they were talking about was a picture that I posted of her and Jesse.
Oh, the side picture.
Yes.
And there's still a bump.
Yes. And let me tell you, so at the party I was, the black party, so when you were walking out, you're like, hey, B, Jesse's coming in.
Right.
So Jesse comes in, we, see each other, we hadn't seen each other in a while, so we saw each other, hugged and everything. And then I decide to smoke some of his brother's weed.
Oh,
God. Why? I forgot all this part. And me and weed is like, it was, but I will say it was definitely, I got high as hell and went mute. I did. But I was a functioning mute.
Okay.
So it's weird, like me and weed, I just get quiet and I can't speak.
Different strains.
Yeah, but I knew to go home. I said, I did get the words together. I said, G, go home. And then he said, it's like, you telling me to go home? I said, no. Go home. I was like, go home. We got to go home.
We got to go.
So he knew what I was saying because I literally was like, go home. But that weed, it was lit. But it was good. I was happy to see Jesse.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like this little curly moment. His hair is growing curly and he's getting like thicker, muscular, Oh, that's another thing that happened.
Oh, God.
Back to Ren and Stimpy. Mm-hmm. So he said, and you're fat. Mm-hmm. And I was like, bitch, where? I put up my abs. I was like, where? Where is the fat? No, I've been working out.
Y'all were just going back and forth.
I said, but you're actually fat. I was like, you call me fat. I was like, this is any fat here? You hear this? Y'all hear this? That is abs. I have washboard right here. I work really hard for them. But I was like, he called me fat. I was like, mm. See, what happens is when you go, like I used for years, was very like restrictive on what I eat and was, trying to be like, thin and waif and like all that type of stuff. But now I want to be stronger. Like, I like being strong. I like when I jump in the ocean, I can stay in the water longer than I did before without feeling like I'm a faint and like wither away in the current, And so we all have to make the choices that are right for us. Just because people would like, yes, I know I'm fierce. And I was like, if I starved myself and watched what I eat and doing all this cardio, I could be more of the image you would want me to be. But that's not the healthiest B.
Right.
And now I like, in some ways it's weird because like I feel pressure, like in some regards, like a model would, like people feel like, I feel like people have this image of me that they want me to stay as my whole life. Even when it comes like my hair and makeup and stuff, people like they want me to be done all the time and expect me to be just done, snatched in the grocery store, snatched, taking out the trash. That's not the case at all.
No, not at all.
But anyway, so I think me and Jesse are doing similar things. You know what I mean? Like, so we're used to seeing Jesse being thinner. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I think he's also working out. Right. And, you know, you get in that stage of like, it's like working out, but then it's like sometimes you got to lean up a little bit.
Right.
Muscles is a whole different
It's a game
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just like, you know, I forgot that little part. I was like, yeah, I was like, I'm not fat. He was like, you're fat. I was like, no, you're actually fat. I was like, I'm not.
Did you not see the underwear shoot?
Right, the underwear shoot. You saw it. I mean,
right.
I'm thick.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
As they say, thick thighs make the dick rise.
I thought it was thick thighs save lives.
That too.
Okay.
It saves lives and makes the dick rise, honey. Shout out to
blood flow.
Who was the drag queen that came up with that? It was a singer that's like thick thighs make your dick rise. She's my William.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to William. I love William.
I like him.
Yeah. Yes. I think he uses male pronouns.
Okay. I didn't want to get that wrong.
William, but I love William, and he's so fabulous and fierce. Shout out to William. Yes. But anyway, getting back to these topics. Halle Berry, I don't think she's pregnant, but she randomly got pregnant the last time, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Do I care? Really?
She's just a fertile Betty, ain't she? She's just fertile.
I guess, but who would be the father?
Is it Fertile Betty? No, it's Fertile Myrtle. Is it Fertile Myrtle?
Fertile Myrtle.
Fertile Myrtle. Okay, she's a Fertile Myrtle. Why did I say Fertile Betty? Fertile Betty. Oh, Fertile Myrtle.
But her and Olivier are divorced, so I don't know who the father would be.
Right.
Unless they're rekindling.
Right. Or somebody else is pushing through. I know that's right. She's beautiful. I hope that, and she's 50, she's soon to be 51.
Yep.
I hope that I look anywhere remotely close to how she looks at 50. Right. About to be 51. Life, you know, she proves that favor ain't fair.
Favor is not fair.
Favor is not fair.
No.
Speaking of which, I also saw somebody that was looking really good today. Shamar Moore looked really good today on SportsCenter. I think he was on. I was like, damn. You know, because, you know, it all kind of started in a way with Shamar Moore. Because years ago in 2007, I did my first YouTube video talking about Shamar Moore's Ding Ding.
Was that 2007?
It was 2007. The summer of 2007. I know my damn history. Because I launched a website in January of 2007 and did my first video that summer in like June.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking with it. And so he looked really good today. I was like, as I was doing my I was
good for him.
Pushing my legs up at the trainer.
Were you?
Yeah,
nasty.
It was really nasty and sexual. And I felt, you know, I felt motivation. I just thought about Shamar, you know, as I was thrusting my legs in the air, doing my little, what do you call that thing when you push the weight up?
The leg press.
Leg press, yep. Yes. But anyway, so, I mean, they look great. Halle Berry, Shamar Moore, good looking people.
Kudos to them.
Oh my goodness.
What?
I did see this. The K Michelle, K Michelle is always starting something with somebody. You know I love K Michelle, but she pretends like, she does be starting a lot of this stuff. We don't need. If we didn't know, we wouldn't have known. Right, but why would you be? Don't come for Nikki. Nikki is not the one you need to mess with. Her barbs are a lot. They attacked us a couple of times.
It's like weekly in this point.
It's like the barbs. It was like the Barbs, the Tate Martians one time. The damn Beyonce's people, you know, at one point, years ago.
The Azalea Banks.
What do they call them? Azaleans?
No, that's what Iggy calls her people.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened? Tell us about K Michelle. I think they were...
So K Michelle was on Twitter reflecting about her last album. Anybody Want to Buy a Heart, which I hate that title, by the way. Like, I hate it so much.
Anybody Want to Buy a Heart.
Right. She was basically saying that the title track got pulled from the album last minute because it was given to her by Meek Mill. I'm sorry. She said a rapper.
Okay.
And the rapper pulled it because his girlfriend thought that they were fucking.
Ooh.
So, during that time, the song itself leaked, and it was Meek Mill. And Nicki has a song on her album, The Pink Print, called Buy a Heart. So, if you put two and two together, Meek Mill and Nicki. And so she thinks that Nicki is the reason why she lost the title track for her album.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah, that's it.
And so she decided to share. And then the Barbs started going in on her.
Yeah.
Saying what? Why were they attacking her?
Don't come for Nicki. You're so messy. You know, you don't even know that. I just, there's so many comments.
Right.
Like, so many.
It's like, it's astounding to me that, like people have enough, like...
Time.
Fans / trolls to be, like, taking up every cause for this celebrity that doesn't even know them.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of, it's scary.
It's scary.
It is scary. And then it all works together to, like, what I was talking about earlier. It's like, people are kind of looking, they want attention, they want validation, they want to be acknowledged. And so anything that they can possibly defend their celebrity that they love, they go in on it. Right. And tell other people, and they try to make it a thing, like, attack, Barb's, attack.
But if she did do it, I mean, that's kind of foul.
Yeah.
Like, that's,
I mean, the reality is, I don't know, it could very well be true.
It probably is.
I mean, why wouldn't we think that they are doing, like, the celebrity industry reflects, in a lot of ways, normal life. They're no different than normal people. And normal people be doing a whole lot of fucking, too. Fucking each other, fucking everybody. It's like a whole, like, I be listening to, like, just stories that people tell me about their everyday lives of things, and it is some...
People are nasty.
People are nasty and rude. It's a lot going... It's vulgar.
Yeah.
It's astonishing. That's why I'm like, even when someone... And they have, like, especially with gays, they go into this whole whatever. I was like, look, the heterosexual people be doing everything under the sun and then some.
Yeah.
Everything I do and then more. It was a lot. But anyway, getting back to it, I mean, I'm liable to believe any type of story like this because, I mean, people do... Like, it's not shocking to think that...
K. Michelle and Meek Mill.
Right.
No. But then she went and befriended Safari after that.
Help us,
K.
Lord.
Michelle did, so it's weird.
Oh.
It's very...
Now I know where to use Betty. Petty Betty.
Petty Betty.
That was Petty Betty. Yeah, infertile myrtle. Oh, we got to talk about this. I was so upset about Bill Maher.
Yeah.
I saw it coming, though.
Did you?
Yeah, Bill Maher has been...
On the line.
On the line a couple of times.
Yeah.
But, during his show, he made a joke with the senator from Nebraska. And basically the senator from Nebraska was like, come out in the fields and work with us. And Bill Maher was like, no, I'm a house nigger. Not nigga, nigger. Let's be clear. Only white people use nigger. Yeah. We, even in talking to, even if, we are using it amongst ourselves, we don't call each other nigger.
There's no hard R.
There's no R. There's no hard R.
No.
So for him to say, I ain't a house nigger.
Ooh, every time you say it, I'm like, It's like it's triggering.
I was like, what? I was like, no, he didn't.
Yeah, no, it's funny.
And then the context of it. Not even that. The context is you are going into slavery. You're talking about slavery and laughing and joking about a history that we still hadn't got restitution for. And you going to about, no, I'm a house nigger. I mean, so it's reinforcing niggers work in the house and in the field.
He took it back to the origins. He took it back.
He took it back. Bill Maher is canceled. Whether his show gets canceled or not, it is canceled. I cannot, in good faith, ever watch him again.
Yeah.
And it's shocking because some people are like, oh, Bill Maher is on our side. See, no, he's not. That's the problem. He's the problem. I mean, I mean, how could I not be upset that you're using that?
And I was saying on Twitter, I think it's and I mean, I understand, forgiveness and growth and teachable moments. I get it 100%. But I do think it's very interesting who we afford that chance to grow to.
Right.
Not everybody gets it.
Correct.
It's like we kind of pick and choose who gets to apologize and move on versus who gets to apologize and be canceled.
Right. He's canceled. I'm choosing he's canceled.
So, I mean, look at Paula Deen. She said it in private.
Right.
And she got canceled.
Right. Paula Deen went away into the sunset. She's gone.
Oh, she's still getting her money, though.
Oh, I'm sure. So, I mean, Donald Trump's president. Let's not forget.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, Bill Maher can always go to Fox.
Yeah, I just hope that everybody who is rushing to forgive Bill gives everybody the opportunity to apologize for a mistake and move on.
Yeah. I'm not rushing to that opportunity. I'm very, very appalled by it. And it also goes to show that you can have black friends. You can, in his case, fuck black women and still be completely disrespectful to the community.
Yep.
I haven't heard a hard R pronounced on the N-word with... I hadn't heard that in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was no, like, I'm a house nigga. Like,
no.
It was not, no, it was the straight,
yeah.
It was just like,
capital R.
Capital R, hard R, pronounced full capacity. And that's a full stop on Bill Maher. He's canceled.
Yeah.
Cancel. And Apollo. Look at this transition. I did this. He wants to cancel that prenup.
Oh,
that was a good transition.
That was a good one. High five. He does. So basically, he thinks that because they signed on to the Real Housewives of Atlanta after their prenup, that he should get a do-over or get to modify it a bit. And Phaedra's like, no, it's ironclad.
Yeah. I've already said how I feel about Phaedra, and I'm going to repeat it here. I believe wholeheartedly that Phaedra knew what Apollo was doing. Mm-hmm. I believe she knew what he was doing. I believe she helped him do it. She probably advised him how to avoid the law or helped him avoid the law as long as he did. There's no way that you can think that this man is coming into this house with large sums of money and you don't know exactly where it's coming from. You don't ask no questions. They're like, if you don't ask no questions about large sums of money, that means you know that it's not coming from a place that's legit.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? People who like this, you don't want to know what's happening. You're just taking the money, but you know it's like drug money. You know that it ain't. You don't ask no questions because you already know the answer to the question, but you don't want to know so that you're not implicated.
Right.
But you are implicated
because
you're building a life off his money. I mean, she dropped on a reunion that she owns a couple of houses. I was like, I bet you do, based off of what Apollo helped you do.
Right, and you have to put that money somewhere.
She ain't working as no attorney. She ain't working at nobody's funeral home. She ain't selling nobody's booty DVDs.
Oh, I forgot about those. But you're right.
Apollo helped her create this image and this lifestyle that she presented on the Housewives of Atlanta. Mm-hmm. So because he helped establish her and help her build this,
he was her damn storyline.
Yeah.
Her entire...
He's entitled to that money too.
I would think he's entitled to some of it.
To some of it.
I would make that argument.
You can't just take him and throw him underneath the bus.
No.
You can't. And so now I think Apollo...
And it depends on the language of that prenup too, So we'll see.
They need to come to an agreement because Apollo can make her life really hard. I think if he gets out of prison and starts telling the truth...
I don't think he would even have to get out. I think if he would tell the story, people would listen.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, that would be... in certain situations, it's best to just make amends and, keep it cute.
Before that tell-all.
Yeah. Keep it copacetic. And then the girl that she said that wrote that book... Angela Stanton. She lied on the reunion and said that she
won that lawsuit.
She won that lawsuit, but she didn't. She lost that lawsuit.
It was dismissed without prejudice.
Right. The meaning that she could sell her book and do whatever she wants to do with that material. She could do a sitcom, not a sitcom, but a series or whatever the case may be about what happened. Phaedra, I'm telling you, she's a crook.
Okay.
And she advised Apollo. Birds of a feather would flock together.
And fuck together.
And get married.
And have kids.
So, I mean, just put it this way. Apollo is a known criminal. You met him right after he got out of prison the first time. Then you married him. And then during your marriage, he continued that criminal activity. You were aware.
For sure.
You're a smart girl. Phaedra's a smart girl.
Wow.
Well, sort of.
Okay. Moving on.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Phaedra, feel free to come by the show.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, my goodness. Ooh.
That bullshit's not going to fly over here.
It ain't. No.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
It would be...
No chance.
Run straight into a brick wall. Indeed. It would be.
But it would be fun.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of running straight into a brick wall.
Who?
Kathy Griffin.
Oh, man.
I love Kathy Griffin.
That happened, I think, right as we left the last show. Mm-hmm. I think is when that picture came out.
Yeah. I love her, first of all. I love her. I'm torn. I don't know if it's even to take it seriously. I mean, she's calculating. So she did this. It's hard for me to think, did she do it for she did it for the attention. She did it for, and I saw the press conference where she was apologizing and it was so weird and awkward. And it was like, and she's like, I'm not scared of Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Yeah. And I was like, I'm confused. I don't know what happened here.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I oftentimes get her confused with the other comedian. She looks like the other redhead comedian. That guy.
Carrot Top?
No, what's not Carrot Top? But
Andy Dick.
Andy Dick. Her and Andy Dick are like, could be the same person.
Oh, man. Yeah, you know,
I don't know how to feel about
I saw the image and I was like, whoa, this is intense.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't think it was criminal. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it was in poor taste, but I think people do a lot of things in poor taste.
Mm-hmm.
I think our president does a lot of things in poor taste. And I understood why she apologized. And I saw the press conference and I was like, okay, this is interesting. I don't know if it needed a press conference, but I think, whoever advised her was like, listen, you need to get out there and you need to cry and you need to make people feel sorry for you. Mm-hmm. And so she did. And that was it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it ended her career. I mean, I think it's, she's getting a lot of pushback right now just because that's what you're supposed to do when somebody does something outrageous these days is you fire them from everything. Mm-hmm. But she'll be fine.
Yeah. And I also think that it strengthens her core
For sure.
demographic. The people that she reaches, it made her stronger. It's kind of like...
I would hire her.
Yeah. It's kind of like how with Donald Trump, like, pulling out of the Paris Accords, he did it to strengthen his base. Mm-hmm. The base is ignorant. The base is anti anything that appears liberal or progressive or whatever the case may be. They just want to throw a clog in the wheel. Mm-hmm. They want to be different. And this is a way for him to say, hey, I'm still staying true to what you guys voted me in office for.
Even if it kills us.
Even kills us, literally. I mean, how can you talk about there is no global warming when your resorts are being threatened by the rising sea levels? Donald Trump's resorts that he has in Florida and also Ireland, I think it's Ireland, where he has two of his resorts, the water is rising to such a degree that they're going to have to figure out a way to kind of
keep it at bay.
Keep it at bay by, building some type of seawall. So I'm like, it's just, it's shocking. And we are the number one polluter.
Yeah.
The United States pollutes more than any other country. It's like us and China are neck and neck, going for it, thriving for pollution. But getting back to Kathy Griffin, I love her. She'll be fine.
She'll be fine.
But that picture was a bit much. I don't want to see that. I don't care who it is. I don't want to see a bloody face. It was too much.
Well, one thing she did say in that conference I found interesting was she was like, the president and his family, they are using their positions to, single out and target one particular person with their tweets and, mobilizing their base against one person, using the authority of the United States to do so. And I was like, wow, when you look at it that way, okay, yeah, this is kind of wrong.
Yeah.
Like, this is, whoa. Didn't think about it like that. Like, so you're using the United States of America as leverage, that power to attack one person. That's gotta feel like a lot. Right?
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah. I just felt like, when I saw it, it just gave them, I knew the right will have like the ammunition that they needed to provide a distraction from the ongoing Russian
baby
collusion.
Comey is about to testify.
He's about to light it up.
He's about to light it up.
Is it this week?
It's the 8th, I think. That's the Thursday.
That's Thursday.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, today's the 5th.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Like, I want to have like a viewing party.
I'm ready, and I know that Comey is petty. He's a petty Betty too. And I just came to watch to see how this is going to go down, baby.
I just hope that he's able to say what he needs to say, because I know he was conferring with whoever he needed to get with to make sure that whenever he testifies doesn't thwart any of the ongoing investigation.
Right.
So I hope he's able to say enough.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? In public, because I think we all need to hear it.
Yeah. And we got to now talk about the biggest story of the week. The biggest one. Melania.
Ooh, Melania.
Trump. Go ahead.
Baby girl.
Tell him what happened.
Baby
Tell
girl.
him.
So, I'll say how the story even came to be. I was minding my business on the good Twitter. And
you always be minding your business and
you
always find little nooks and crannies. You find little nooks and crannies and caveats.
I do. I do.
Okay.
I was minding my business on the good Twitter, reading about everybody else's business, and somebody retweeted a writer, a novelist, who was spilling Melania's tea.
All the tea.
All the tea.
Like 15 tweets.
Like, back to back to back. Her name is Monica Byrne, and she said that she heard that Melania has been having an affair with the head of security at Trump Tower. the Tiffany companies in Trump Tower.
Yes.
For years.
And they're connected. So Tiffany's is like, I think you can get into Tiffany's
from
Trump Tower.
A lobby entrance in the same building.
Yep.
Door to door.
Next door. Someone tried to come for you, like, it's not even down the street. It's not even the same. Be like, no. Here's a picture.
I had to look. Like, before I was like, oh, we got to run this. But I was like, let me just look and see if this even begins to make sense. But according to Monica, not only was she having an affair, but Donald knew. Oh. And he's been known. And they were preparing to divorce before the election. But now that he won, they had to amend their agreement so that Melania will stay married to him while he's in office.
Wow.
Which, when you think about it,
makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. That would explain why she's living in New York and not with Trump, and why she's not trying to come by, and why they have all of this, security around Trump Tower. And it's wild.
And why she's swatting his hand away every time he tries to hold it.
Exactly.
You can tell she's over it.
Done.
Over it.
Checked out.
She knows he's an idiot. She's like, I married an idiot. My life here on earth. I don't care how much money you make or how whatever your title is, even if first lady. If you are married to a fucking idiot, your life is miserable.
Right.
She looks over at him and like, this is my life.
Right.
I'm married to this Cheeto.
Right. So, Monica, she was basically saying, like, I heard this from a very, well-placed source. I can't reveal it. But if you're an investigative journalist, look into this because I'm sure you'll find something.
And she's respected.
She
does
respected.
TED Talks.
Oh, yeah. She's not like just some random
She's
girl.
verified on Twitter. And she kept them tweets up. Then tweets had not gone anywhere.
Them up and, kept referring to them. So I think that...
it's solid.
It's pretty solid.
It's pretty solid. Speaking of TED Talks, I got to forward you an email of one of my friends that spoke at a TED Talk.
I think you sent it to me.
Did I?
And he wants to...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The little bully.
Yeah, I just know what I was supposed to do with it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I want to run it. Okay. It's good to support people who are doing positive things.
Right. As we talk about this salacious
story. And let me say this, too. It's like, it's funny, but I talked about this before with other blogs and stuff. It's just that I feel like we brought the attention to the story.
Yeah.
And how people go out their way to not acknowledge that we brought the attention to the story.
Nobody was talking.
Nobody was talking about it.
I looked. I was like, is anybody covering this at all? Like in remotely anywhere on the internet? Yeah. No.
But then, at the end of the day, when you are the leader, when you are the source, you are the one that sets the tone. Of course they're going to copy. But you just can at least be like,
this is where we saw this.
We read this, read this on lovebscott.com. You did.
Right.
I sound like my Uncle Roosevelt. Yes, you did, too. Yes, you did.
But I will say the GIF replies to the story
were
hilarious. And the fact that Tiffany gave Michelle Obama an inauguration... not Tiffany. Melania gave Michelle an inauguration gift from Tiffany & Company.
Right. That says everything.
That was...
The plot thickens.
Yeah.
I could not be mad at Melania for doing that at all. Can you imagine having sex with Donald Trump?
Okay. It's time.
It would be like, I just picture his penis.
I don't picture a thing
being like underneath a fat roll.
I imagine it's like, like if you would throw a Cheeto in a bucket of water and just let it sit for a minute.
Ooh.
That's just kind of the visual I get. And I
like that in between leg sweat and build up. And leg and crotch.
No, ma'am, Pam.
And scrotum.
No, ma'am, Pam.
Poor Melania.
Well, man, she's not that poor. Because I saw the picture of the security guy. I was like, go ahead.
Yeah, he looks like he's
like
gets it in.
Yeah, like a Big Lots Anderson Cooper in a way.
Right.
Yeah, not mad.
For sure. Anderson Cooper just turned 50.
Did he?
I did not know he was 50. He looked like I guess he's just youthful.
He's very youthful.
Even though
and he's always been gray, so that helps.
I was like, oh, wow, 50.
And Kathy, I guess, is mad at him.
Because he didn't, have her back.
Uh-huh.
I mean, what
Girl.
He think he gonna lose his job trying to save
Cooper
you?
Is CNN. So the network is like, Kathy, you gotta go. Anderson's like, Kathy, you gotta go.
Anderson was like, don't save her. She don't want to be saved.
I want to be saved.
The Say What Now of the week. We have gotten to that part of the show. I think so. We about 45 minutes in.
Rob and Carter. Okay, well, let's get to it.
Okay, go ahead and do Rob and Megan.
This will be real quick. So Rob Kardashian was reportedly dating Bad Girls Club star Megan James. The story came out. Rob got on Twitter and was like, I don't know this woman. She didn't say a word. Come to find out, TMZ says that she made the whole thing up for publicity.
TMZ said it.
TMZ said that her people, her quote-unquote team, were reaching out to blogs to plant the story.
Wow.
And I think Us Weekly is the one who bit. and that she just did it for attention. And so she got on Instagram today and was like, why would I do that? I don't have the power to. It was like this big, humongous long Instagram post.
Oh, okay.
But it's like, girl,
I did see that.
Nobody even knows who you are. So you had to, because nobody would think to put you with him but you.
Exactly.
Because nobody really thinks about
you at all.
Out of all the women to link Rob Kardashian to, I doubt they're going to go for a Z-list Bad Girls Club star.
Ooh, that read was so potent.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's just how I feel.
A Z-list Bad Girl
Club
star. Wow.
Like that network doesn't even exist anymore.
It doesn't.
So
it's gone. What is it, like Court TV or something?
Yeah, it's
what
like
is
Discovery true crime shows.
The way things are changing and rearranging.
You never know.
Mm.
Here today,
but
gone
Rob's
tomorrow.
daughter is beautiful.
Oh,
she's so cute. She looks just like him, though.
She is so cute.
Yeah. She doesn't look like the other grandchildren. She's different. You know?
Yeah.
She looks very Robish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she probably will get, more of Blac Chyna as time goes on.
We'll see.
Hope not, but
no, I don't know, because Angela she's a pretty girl, so I don't feel any kind of way. It's over and done.
Yeah,
I'm glad it's over and done.
Yeah.
And
they're not together anymore.
No,
it's done.
Yeah,
good.
They co-parent and hang out and stuff, but even like on the season of the show, like it's basically Rob and a life coach rebuilding his life without her, which is cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Kris Jenner, she baby. Kris Jenner.
Oh, she's a good one.
She said, "Not today,
not tomorrow."
But I love how she went about it.
Yeah,
she's she was supportive.
Yep.
And the way they have like pushed Caitlyn to
that whole episode last night was anti-Caitlyn. The entire episode, it was like hit after hit after hit, but they were the nicest, cleanest hits.
Yeah, but my thing is that Caitlyn and Kris are still married.
Correct.
They are.
Correct.
They are still married through all this income, through all this money that's been brought in through Kris. Caitlyn is still entitled to half of it.
If you let Caitlyn tell it, she ain't been getting none from Kris from years. She's been pocketing it all.
Wow.
That's what she said in the book.
You know it's going to come from a lawsuit. At some point, something is going to hit the fan.
Yeah.
You know.
I think so.
Because, ultimately, if you think about it, the whole people think it started with Kim Kardashian didn't. Mm-mm. Their initial reality show deal was brokered
the back of Bruce.
The back of Bruce. But it was the celebrity that Kris had helped Bruce build back up.
Right.
Because when they met, Bruce was declining in his status and endorsements and sponsorships and stuff. And so she helped him rebuild his name to a certain point. They then could leverage it into a reality show. Then after they secure the reality show, the sex tape happened.
Yep.
So that's the order of things. Correct. People like to kind of rewrite history, revisionist, but that's how it happened. Yeah. So, he is entitled to some of that Kardashian money. How much of it?
TBD.
To be determined. I don't know the ins and outs of things. I just wish that the Caitlyn part of it, I wish they would have all worked together better from the rollout. And everything.
And that was, I think, the cause of tension between them was that Caitlyn kind of did it all on her own. And in doing so, she trashed the Kardashian name to build hers up. And nobody was involved. So,
yeah,
that was kind of it.
And that really sucks, too, because they have 2 children together.
Yeah, well, even Kendall was like, that's messed up. How could she do that? Like, you don't trash the family you helped raise.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it plays out.
Help us, Lord. Say what now the week.
Say what
we
now.
got there. We need like a say what now like ringtone or something. Like say what now. Say what now. And it's so funny. Once again, it's funny. I see on other blogs
all over the
say what,
now.
Or they try to do different ways. Say what, they don't want to say what now, but they're trying to.
Yeah, and I took that. Well, I think we took that headline from one of your videos like way back, and it just kind of stuck.
Exactly.
So, a disgruntled man unleashed 100 bed bugs in the Augusta City Hall in Maine.
My question is, where did you get the 100 bed bugs from? Your house?
Apparently,
you can order them.
I don't know.
Where do you get 100 bed bugs?
But he went in the office and he was trying to qualify for aid. They told him no, and he was like, "Okay." They reached in his pocket, pulled out a container, and flicked them everywhere. Yep. So the city employees had to call like the pest control people, and they tried to clean them up with Windex, and they got them.
Yeah.
But they found them, and now they're pressing charges.
You have got to, regardless of whether people are right or wrong or whatever the case may be, you got to be careful interacting with people.
Yeah.
It just really reminds you of that because people can be and are batshit crazy. You know, I don't want to say crazy because, you know, mentally unstable can cause all type of things.
They can.
And it's like the guy that went into Equinox in Florida and shot like killed 2 people or 3 people, 2 or 3 people, 2 people, like the 2 people, his 2 supervisors or whatever, they fired him and he came back and killed them. Right. So you just have to, you got to think about
you always think you're going to be the craziest one in a situation until you come across somebody crazier than you. And you never know when that's going to happen.
Right. And that's why, like last night, even with Ren and Stimpy, I didn't take it to the fullest extent because they have nothing to lose. Or just they may be, you know, at their wits' end and take it out on me. And then, you know, it's just not worth it. You got to be careful in these streets. Lord, I think that's the message of the show. You got to be careful
in these streets.
Okay. These streets, Lord. All right. Streets. Okay. Love Muffins, thank you so much once again. And please make sure you go to iTunes, subscribe, review, rate, share. Please tell your friends about this. If you want this podcast to continue, you have to tell other people.
Yes, tell them all.
And of course, double kisses. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to The B. Scott Show. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube at Love B. Scott. And make sure you review the show on iTunes. And you can always find me on lovebscott.com.